Twitch chat, YouTube, it's time. It is the vintage PTQ, super PTQ actually. We're playing the only deck I've had success with recently. We're playing Combo Oath. If you want to see or hear about this deck a lot, I have a bunch of other videos, including the Mana Trader series and the Vintage Showcase, which I piloted this deck. The only super big changes is I've cut Narset from the list, and I've cut Sylvan Library / Regrowth / whatever was in this spot before. The cards I'm playing instead are Spell Pierce and Repeal. Repeal bounces Merit Liege, which I find to be fairly important. Also a nice catch-all answer. And Spell Pierce helps to counter a lot of the things in the format that I've having trouble with recently. It also, these are both blue cards for your low Force of Will count, which I was having an issue with as well. The reason that Narset is not good in this deck is because you make 1/1s for your opponent, and the 1/1s kill Narset every fucking time, without fail. So like I said, go back to those videos. I'll throw links to them either in the top right, probably not in the top right corner because this should be a very long PTQ. But maybe in the description below if you want to go see other Oath matches or hear more about this deck, because I need to jump right in and not time myself out. Ready, set, go. You really can't play Mystical Sanctuary in this deck because I like to run 4 Forbidden Orchards. And you don't really want to play a Sun Titan Oath deck because then you are very susceptible to graveyard hate. So this is already a Molded 6 because you have your Grizzlebrand in your hand. However, we do have an Orchard. We have the ability... I think this is a fine keep. I'm going to keep it. It's not a great keep, but... You really like, so this deck isn't happy about people playing Graveyard Hate, but it doesn't fold to Graveyard Hate. And so you really don't want to make the cool part about oathing into a Grizzlebrand. I should have played the Lotus. The cool part about oathing into a Grizzlebrand is you kind of ignore the fact that people have like Graveyard Hate, right? But if you start oathing into Sun Titans, then you have a problem. Leads on Wasteland Black Lotus. Okay, well, if this is aggro shops, it's really pretty powerful for me to do this. So I'm going to. I really wish I had played my pedal out, but Spell Pierce already picking up the dividends. Very nice. Now draw Oath. Unlucky. Without a fetch land, I want to use this Preordain. Ataxian Probe, fetch land. Ataxian Probe, fetch land. I do kind of want a fetch land, to be perfectly honest. So I think I'm just going to keep both of these and use both of these, get a better shot of what's going on here. Let's see how good that Spell Pierce was. Oh, that Spell Pierce was good. I guess opponent would have probably cast Mystic Forge anyways, so we probably would have gotten the Mystic Forge. This is not a great keep from my opponent. I think I would have mulliganed. I know it's like super cool to have Lotus Wasteland. However, maybe they would have gone Revoker Sphere. In which case we would have hit the Sphere, but they would have had a Revoker in play. Either way, Spell Pierce, a goddamn all-star, would play again. It's kind of funny because Spell Pierce is another card that I've kind of traditionally hated on in my streams, but everything that is old, everything that's good again, old again, new again, there's definitely some kind of line there. All right, so we have some time here. All I really want to do is find an Oath and win the game. I think I'm supposed to hold the Orchard. I do think a Ponder with a fetch land here is quite good. I don't actually think I want a top. Maybe I do want a top. They can't actually Wasteland me, so if I play Orchard off of top, maybe that's fine. I still have to, like, if I take this Orchard, so if I take this top, right, and I play this top, I still have to fetch, but that's probably fine. Yeah, I guess we will take a top. I don't think I want to be doing, like, top, I do think, like, 17 turns is fine here. I do think I want to, yeah, I want to fetch and spin at the end of turn. They can't really afford to wasteland me anyways. All I wanted to see is like them not draw a workshop, right? Yeah, the oops list is not very good in my opinion, Goggles. I think it's also another deck that is like super susceptible to um like main deck ley lines. It just makes your, it's like it makes your Charbelcher deck even more vulnerable, which is kind of weird to say. Probably want an Underground Sea. They did find a land. I'm just like trying to figure out how much I care about a Revoker resolving. Man, I just kind of spun into the same shit, huh? I really just spun into the same garbage, right? I guess what we could do is I could force this, but it's not very good. I don't really want to like repeal it because I don't want to actually use my orchard anymore, but I don't know. Their hand isn't very good, so I actually have some ability to force this. So maybe I'll just force this. I'll use Brainstorm even though it's not very like strong. I don't know. I don't really like this play, but I think I'm going to do it. I just need to find like any card that does anything and we'll be in good shape. I mean, I think the oops list is playable, right? It's a Force of Will Ancestral deck that is fast and has, you know, good stuff. I just don't think that's something that I want to be doing. Man, okay. So oh, I did that in the wrong order, didn't I? Man, I'm just playing kind of loose already, but I need to start using this key to use my top. Because I didn't hit a fetch land, so I do need to kind of draw through everything. But I obviously should not have used the Grizzlebrand. I mean, I'm still going to draw the Grizzlebrand no matter what, but my opponent can't really use their Wastelands to, like, stop me from doing things. They probably are just going to play... even if they play a Sphere, they're locking themselves out. They can't really hope that the Spirit is going to give them enough clock. I don't know. I don't think I like how I played this game. Obviously, I've made a couple minor mistakes while talking to chat. Okay, they drew Workshop, so I think we might lose. That's kind of unfortunate, because now they're going to play Inspector into Chief, maybe? Or into Sphere, maybe? Sphere does stop me from topping as hard. Yeah, losing this game after opponent keeping this kind of a spicy meatball and I pierce the Lotus is like pretty rough. But I mean, we kind of bricked on everything. I didn't use my cantrips like super well, but yeah, I didn't use my cantrips super well, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna take a cruiser here. I kind of have to top deck Time Vault at this point to win this game, I think. Because I'm gonna take 8. There's no point in spinning now though, so I'll just spin on at their end step. Like, I didn't get like the most value out of like my Ponder and my Brainstorm, so but I like when you're in this kind of, they drew a second Workshop. When you're in this kind of matchup, do I die then? I go to 2. All right, well, I'm on Tinker and Time Vault as my only outs now. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you don't get like super luxury on how you use your cantrips when you're playing against shops. Like, at any point they can draw Workshop and blow the game open, which is I guess what happened here. Obviously they bricked for a little while, but I mean, we did fetch away like 2 dead cards and draw 3 dead cards. Kind of unfortunate, but I definitely had a bunch of sequencing here that I could have done better, but I was like talking to chat. Let's see. Well, I guess the first thing I'm supposed to do is, so I can't, if I cast Preordain, it costs 2 mana, it leaves me with 3 mana. I guess I can immediately Time Walk after that. So what I could do, well, I don't really want to use my Petal. So what I can do for the first one is Time Walk and spin to go another deeper. Time Walk and Spin to go another deeper. I can't really do like Oath and Time Walk ever. I just don't have enough mana, so. I basically need a vault, basically. I think is that's the end all be all here. I don't think. So if I cast Preordain, I have 3 mana. So that gets rid of Tinker and Time Vault as options to win the game. Unless the card on top afterwards was a land or a pearl that I would have to blind top into. Are there other cards that can let me win the game? I don't really think so. No, I think I just have to go 1 card deeper and spin again, I guess. This still only gives me exactly Time Vault. Abrupt Decay. So if I decay, if I draw, and I draw, and I use my top, and I decay. No. That's a really sad game to lose, but I don't think I played it very well. So obviously opponent missed on the land, but then they did draw Workshop. So we had a lot of outs in that game, and we just kind of missed on all of them. So it does happen. Let's bring in Archons, Decay, Claims, Forest, and Needles. And let's board out Grizzlebrand, Repeal, Probe, Misstep, Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce. Well, yeah, I don't really like Spell Pierce. Like I definitely could have played that game better, but I also just needed any card on top in my first like 8 looks, and I found none. So, control. Your name is Memory Journey needed? Yes, you need to play Memory Journey. I can guarantee it. The problem is you're like the minute opponent finds a sphere, you're not allowed to use your top for digging anymore. So like we used top for digging the only turn, like we ended up using top for digging the turn that you wanted me to use top for digging, and that is like I cracked my fetch and my cards on top were the exact same 2 cards. Like that's just unlucky. I think Vault Key is fine. It gives you another way to win. The only problem with the way this board works is I run really low on blue cards for Force of Will, but yeah. I definitely have no problem with the way I played top and fetched, to be perfectly honest. I think the cards that were on top of my deck were very bad. Like, I don't actually want key. I just, like, happened into another key. Like, I shuffled away Orchard Key, right? I shuffled away Orchard Key, and I ended up drawing Orchard Key. Tabernacle is not good against shops. I would never mulligan this. You're not mulliganing 2 lands and like 6 mana versus workshops, chat. This is what I'm saying. Like, I have to come here and play Magic and interact with all you guys, and then also tell everyone why all of their lines are wrong. Yeah, I mean, you leave your chances up to the shuffler literally 100% of all Magic games you play. So, like, yeah, I have to play against double. Wasteland's good for sure. I guess if they have double Wasteland, it's pretty bad for me, but what's a guy to do? I would rather have fetch lands than Wastelands here, but like I don't care about a sphere in this draw. Can I get a... I'm gonna hold this tropical. Yeah, I mean, I obviously could just ignore chat and not tell them why their lines are bad, but at that point, like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing a very good job as a streamer, right? I don't think I'm gonna win this game. Opponent's draw does look a lot better than mine. I mean, there's like the upside of mulliganing there is that you can hit like a turn 1 oath hand, right? Like that is totally the upside of mulliganing, and there's definitely upsides to mulliganing. But keeping hands that have a bunch of mana versus the deck that is going to like continually wasteland you is a good line. I don't agree. Like a mulliganing more aggressively against Mishra's Workshop decks is how you lose more to Mishra's Workshop decks. I agree that you're supposed to mulligan aggressively in general in Vintage, but against Mishra's Workshop deck, the minute you start mulliganing and the minute you start exposing yourself to Wasteland is like how you start losing games. That's fine. You're allowed to disagree with me. That's okay with me. I don't care. I am going to keep 6 mana versus Mishra's Workshop aggro version most times. Like, I have so many cards in my deck that immediately outpace my opponent. If I draw Oath, if I draw Ancestral, if I draw Preordain, if I draw Demonic Tutor, if I draw anything, that it's like, fine. You just, the big thing you want against Workshop aggro is to have the mana to play your spells. It's almost impossible to justify mulliganing that hand in my mind. God, opponent's draw was good, though. Opponent's draw was very good here. Sure, there's definitely more justification on the draw to do what I just said. I agree with that statement as well. They might die to their own mana crypt in this game. It's possible I was supposed to force this Inspector. I might get punished for not forcing the Inspector. I mean, like, if I draw any fetch land, I can Abrupt Decay the Inspector, so I don't really care that much. But obviously, like, the way we're drawing, maybe we just don't draw it. We don't draw that, right? Opponent might have wanted to gain 4 instead of dealing 1 damage there. I actually think it's kind of reasonable. With their mana base being Ancient Tombs and Mana Crypt, like, I actually think it's pretty reasonable if they had decided to gain 4 there. Obviously, like they probably don't have to. All right, I'm gonna just try to go for the mana crypt win. I think opponent has lost a lot of flips as well. Yeah, but they've also used a bunch of ancient tombs, right? I really don't want this to be that. That is what I don't want this to be. That's so bad for Justin. I didn't really think they had a follow-up threat, to be perfectly honest. I really didn't think they had a follow-up threat. At the very least, they don't have double Inspector for this Forge, and all their mana is Tombs, so... I don't think I'm going to win this game. I don't think that the Mana Crypt variance versus the Forge here is... Oh, they took another damage. They had a Mind Break Trap. All right, good to know. Good to know. They did bring in Mind Break Traps. That is something worth noting. I wish I could go back and replay game one, because I think I could have done something better. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, because it does turn off some of my best top decks, but it also turns on my Oath top deck, so not the end of the world. I also have 2 Okos that I can draw that are both fantastic. I should... I mean, what am I supposed to do, chat? My draws haven't been terrible, but... All right, they have a Mana Crypt flip here. They lost. They're at 2. They can no longer tap Ancient Tombs, so they have 5 mana to use on their Forge. This, sure. I go to 9. Sure. I mean, I need to win, what, one of my 2 flips. I think I have 2 flips, right? I go to 9, and then I go to... 1. So I have 2 flips to hit on my crypt here, so... All right. I have 2 flips here. Nope. Force is bad because I mean, I guess it stops Ballista, which is, I guess, good. I mean, if I lose 2 flips, I lose 2 flips. I guess that's vintage, right? Force is good about stopping Ballista, that's for sure. I guess it stops that as well, which is also pretty good. I mean, they still have... Wait, did they... No, they still have the mana to stand up Factory and put me to 1. I mean, the clock... Yeah, I guess countering this is good. I have drawn very medium, sure. I agree. Stand up Factory, put me to 1. All right, game's on the coin flip again. Actually, I win the game with an Oko draw. An Oko draw is also a win. Classic. Try again. Oko. I have hit 0 cantrips as well. Fucking Memories Journey. Hate this game. Okay. Flips. 50-50. There's no way they went to... Yes! We play more! We play more! This deck really... Yarrow, you're killing me in chat right now. You're absolutely killing me in chat right now. Oh, the things you're saying, man. The things you're saying. Yeah, if he gained life, would have won. No. You're allowed to say things. They're allowed to be wrong. It's fine. This deck does have more dead draws than a normal deck, but not so many that it's like a problem. We're so lucky though. Like we're a deck that plays Vampiric Demonic, right? We play Okos, we play 4 Oaths, we play Tinker. We've drawn 0 powerful Magic the Gathering cards so far, which is how it goes. This is how it be. I mean, we had a ton of other dead draws too, right? We had Citadel and Archon, but we had Oko. We had like, so many. That was game 3. Now we have to win on the draw versus Shops. This is obviously not keepable. Why? There's no way. I just can't. I can't not keep this. No. This is not how I want it to go. No. I'm not allowed to keep this hand. How much mana does this actually have? It only has 5 mana, so I still have to tinker for a Citadel, right? Wait, no. If I tinker 5 mana is I can't win the game unless I draw mana and they have nothing. Yeah, of course they kept 7. Of course they kept 7, chat. Of course they kept 7. This is the worst, because I know I'm not supposed to keep this hand. But... I'm supposed to... I know I'm supposed to mulligan this hand. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to mulligan this hand, but I'm fucking keeping it. You can't stop me. This is not an, oh my fucking god. All right, wait, well, never mind. We're very dead. This is not an obvious keep. This is obvious mull, but it's fine. There's no Academy in our deck. So, also Academy is pretty bad against Sphere as well. You don't actually want to draw Academy. This was a bad keep. This was a bad keep. Don't let anyone tell you differently. People at home should not be keeping this hand. Man, it's gonna be Cruiser into Sphere then. Yeah, okay. Well. Okay, alright. How about a land? Hit me with that land drop. Nope. Death. Alright, now they just play a second Sphere and we lose. Oh well. We tried. I mean, they're incentivized to play a Revoker here, to play their Cruiser. But if they have, like, second Workshop, then they probably just play a Sphere. I mean, we do get to play Magic if we draw a land on the next turn. But after that, we don't really get to play Magic anymore, so... Nope. Alright. It was close. You're not supposed to keep that hand. And I knew you're not supposed to keep that hand, but I did it anyways, so... Alright, I don't think we have any outs anymore, so... Game is over. Yep. Alright. GG's. No, I think it's wrong to keep that hand, but it's just like, fuck this game, dude. Really? Really? Every time. So sad. I didn't listen to chat. I listened to myself. That one's not on chat. It's on me. I know the right answer. I just chose to not follow the right answer. I mean, I knew chat was. I mean, not everyone in chat said it was wrong. I said it was right to keep it. A lot of people in chat did, but I know that a lot of people in chat don't play vintage. So, I don't think it's an indefensible keep, Nico. I wouldn't keep it if I thought it was indefensible. I just probably think it was not correct. Well, clearly outcast, I would keep that hand both in the blind and knowing what was happening. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not like opponent had shown me that they are interested in mulliganing to spheres, and I don't even think that mulliganing to spheres against Oath is particularly strong. So, I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, if we find a similar 5 that has a land legacy, then we're fine. Like, if we, like, mullig to a similar 5 that has a land, it's better, but obviously, but... I mean, I think in the end, like, we really just should have played fucking better in game 1, right? I feel like I punted game 1 away. Go back and watch. I feel like game 1 was played atrociously, right? I said 250 like 10 minutes ago. Would have gone Revoker Spear. Like, I think this hand is fine. Keeping the blind works out fine. I think that Gataxi, I think that piercing a Lotus is fine because you don't really want them to play like creatures there. This Preordain is fine because hitting a fetch land's a good draw and probing is good. I'm okay with that. Like this, like, so we also saw that opponent kept this hand in game 1. Yeah. I don't know. This is fine. This is all fine. The point I want to look at is the top play, I think. All right, so here, yeah, I'm definitely pondering with into a fetch land. Like, I don't even think I'm supposed to keep this. Like, I know people wanted me to take this top. I think taking top is fine. I actually kind of want to just shuffle this away. No, I have a shuffle, so if taking top and shuffling, I like taking top and shuffling here. I don't think that's wrong. Like, I took top, shuffled 2 cards away, and I just drew the same 2 cards, right? Like, that's just unlucky. I think, yeah, no, because I want to shuffle away those cards and look for fresh oaths. All I want in this game is an Oath of Druids. This is fine. I like how I played this. No, this is fine. This is still fine. Like, I obviously, like, I hit the exact same 2 cards in the exact same order. Yeah. I don't know about, like, keeping the brainstorm. That kind of feels sus. Forcing this is probably necessary because I'm all on this top to draw through the cards. No, this is fine. Brainstorm gets me 1 deeper. Key gets me 1 deeper. I think this is fine. Like, this is, like, what I'm trying to do. I probably should have replayed top here. Like, giving them another spirit was fine. This is where they draw workshop, right? Yeah. Because then they can go... I mean, the workshop draw fucks. The workshop draw really fucks there. Ugh. Yeah, I should have replayed top maybe off of this orchard. That is somewhere where I could have gotten slightly better. I mean, I drew through the cards that I knew. I still get to spin, but it's kind of late at this point. If I had played top last turn, I would have been able to spin this turn and draw through an extra card. I mean, yeah. So I think like I could have chosen not to draw the top off of Ponder. But I think with an active fetch land, it's fine. But it's like not, I mean, it's not a huge deal. To be fair, like, as long as they didn't draw Workshop, any other land is okay. Like, them having 3 mana or 4 mana there is okay for me. It's the problem, them having 5 mana where they could go Sphere, or Inspector, and Wasteland was the problem. Yeah, I don't know. This game was played okay. I'm like okay with how I played this game. There might have been small things that I could gotten a smaller advantage off of, but I don't think they would have won me the game. So yeah, I've resigned myself to. I think these draws were quite bad. Okay, it's the start of the comeback. Round 2 of the vintage Super PTQ. Round 1 we had a close one, didn't work out, but it was okay. This hand's not terrible, but not particularly enticing. We're looking for additional mana sources. Of course, we have the ability to go Underground Sea, Preordain, Vamp. We could technically tinker on turn 1 here for a Citadel, depending on what our opponent's deck is, which is kind of nice. By going Underground Sea, Jet, Vamp for Lotus, Preordain into Lotus, Lotus Tinker. We also have like different slower options, trying to go Vault Key off of Tinker, or we can even just Vamp for a key. That way we can have Tinker as a backup plan. So we have a lot of options depending on what our opponent decides to play. We don't really want to see a Shop's Hand from what we have going here, but we don't actually really want to see opponent do... fucking unreal. Yes. Only 2 cards left in our opponent's hand. I kind of want to draw... That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to go for my basic and play my Jet. So this isn't unwinnable Shop's Hand. We have plans here, right? Okay, so it's not... It's either Golos Stacks or Golos... That's a good hand. Okay, so if I Vamp for a Oath, I don't have the mana to cast it yet. So I kind of need to draw. I mean, if I draw a fetch land here and then I Vamp for Oath, I'm at 14, I'm at 9. Theoretically works out for me. So this is either the Combo Shops version or the Golos Prison version. Either way, it's one of their stronger draws with a bunch of fast mana and 2 very good lock pieces. Vamp for fetch. That does not sound good. Do I have a Sphinx? There are no Sphinx in my deck. Vamping for a fetch does prevent me from getting wastelanded, but it doesn't help me find an Oath of Druids. So I don't really like that very much. I'm gonna try to draw, and if I draw a fetch, then I have the ability to Vamp for an Oath. Okay, so now... Okay, this is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an Underground Sea and pass, and then we're going to Vamp for an Oath, and then we're going to play... Yeah, I mean, we're already up to 200 viewers, win sauce, so it's kind of to be expected. It's a little bit more parsing than I would like to do, but it happens. If they don't play an additional threat, we're in decent shape. This looks like an additional threat. Is it a Crucible? Oh, it's a helm. That is fine. A helm is okay with me. All right, so yeah, I'm going to take my 2 damage here to vamp for an Oath of Druids, untap, draw, play Oath of Druids. Take 6, go to 6, and then I get a Grizzlebrand. They have to, if they draw a Golos here, they can get a Caracas, in which case we'll be very unhappy, but I didn't start the illegal play talk. I was prompted into the illegal play talk by chat, so I think you can 1000% blame chat. Like, you'll hear me, like, repeat a line from chat, and it will be illegal. But, like, I don't have time to, like, make sure every chat line is illegal before I start talking about it. Maybe I do. All right, so opponent does have the ability to activate Inventor's Fair, but they missed a land drop, so they won't have the ability to Golos. And they won't have the ability to play Mirage Mirror and activate it. So I'm safe for a turn. The problem is, obviously, I'm already at 6 life, so I can't activate my demon thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to... Like, I can't tinker, obviously. I kind of think I'm just supposed to hold decay. Yeah, but I was talking about vamping at the end of the turn like I did, Akash. Come on now. Akash, come on now. I can preordain for more mana. Decay would stop the mirror line. So what they would do is they would search Inventor's Fair, find a mirror, and if they drew an Ancient Tomb for the turn or a Workshop, then they would be able to do the mirror things. But even if you did the mirror thing, you wouldn't do it until my turn, so there's really no reason to decay, right? There's no Academy in my deck. I mean, if they drew Academy, if you think they drew Academy, then yeah, sure. I think I'm supposed to preordain here. I guess I theoretically could go 4 mana for Time Vault so that if I... No, that's not good enough because there's no way I'm playing a 5 mana Tinker and activating to go for Key. So I think I'm just going to play a 3 mana preordain and try to find more mana. Okay, it's more mana. Oh, Time Vault does cast 3. But Tinker still costs 6, so... Okay, so let's see what they... Oh, they're going to activate Helm instead of activating Fair. So they're just going to try to Mise the Grizzlebrand. That's kind of bad for me. If they had hit a Grizzlebrand, it is kind of bad for me. I didn't think they would try to Mise the Grizzlebrand. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I Stone Cold die to a Caracas. Okay, so they do have Mirror. So I have to be able to kill this Mirror. They don't have enough to activate Mirror yet. If I mill over until my Grizzlebrand so that they can't hit it, is that actually a good play? I have a Journey currently, so I could put cards back in my library. So if I attack, I go to 13. They can't kill me on the swing back. I just decay this Mirror. Gives them a thing. 7 damage. I go back to 6. They go to 16. I put cards back on top. I'm pretty close to vault keying at this point. All right, I'm gonna not trigger this Oath. Okay. I'm gonna attack. That's pretty free. Not gonna draw because it's pretty unlikely that I can play all the cards I need to play. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill the mirror now. I think you don't want to wait until they have double activation. That would be bad. This main deck Abrupt Decay coming in handy again. They don't have the mana to activate. Fantastic. I take 7. I go back to 6. Unfortunately, this Inventor's Fair is helping them race me. All right, they're just trying to blind mill the Grizzlebrand. Mirror can tap 2 and copy my Grizzlebrand. I don't want that. I would rather opponent did not do that. So this gets really hard if they do hit a Grizzlebrand off of one of these mills, but I guess they can't hit a Grizzlebrand off this mill, or they can only use it for 3 on this time because putting Tomb would deal lethal to them. I think it's risky to Oath. If they hit a Grizzlebrand, it's so bad for me. It's so bad for me. I don't know. Maybe we had a better play somewhere along the line here. The upside is that I'm going to play a Time Vault this turn, and then even if they do something next turn, I still have the ability to go infinite next turn, so... should I play this top out? I guess I can technically play this top out if there are fetchables. Going to 12 changes nothing, so might as well. Oh, I had 1 fetchable? Yikes. All right, so the good thing is here, if they like get a 20/20 or they copy the Grizzlebrand, I'm still fine because I can go for Vault Key and I have infinite turns and eventually I'll Tendrils kill my opponent. So like, I don't like, this is lethal, so they have to either make a 20/20 or hit my Grizzlebrand. I don't think I have the deck in the cardboard live, just so people can't come in and look at my deck list. I'm definitely not going to mill myself here. Well, I guess I can I just don't want to like expose myself to some kind of, well, if I just mill over my Grizzlebrand here, I have onboard lethal, right? So I should now. I can't get decked because I have Memory's Journey. So unless Grizzlebrand is the last card. Well, I guess I can get decked because they can do 3. If Grizzlebrand is the second, if Grizzlebrand is the last card, I get decked. If Grizzlebrand is the second to last card. No. Because if they deck me before I draw, I can Memory's Journey. So as long as it's not the exact last card. So there's a 1 in 21 chance that it would fuck me. I guess I could spin and see if it's in my top 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and activate. So I still have enough to take infinite turns. I guess there's no reason to even risk it at all because I automatically have infinite turns here. All right, so they're activating it in response. Okay, so they're smart. They figured it out. They're activating, looking for a Grizzlebrand. I'm gonna spin in case it's in my top 3, and then I could draw it. If they hit my key, then I have to put it back in my deck. I guess I won't have the ability to go this turn. I guess if they hit my key and my Grizzlebrand, it's pretty bad. I think I'm just going to spin and see if either are in my top 3. I guess it's more about my key than my Grizzlebrand. So if they do hit my key, then I have to cast Memory's Journey, which costs 3, and I can't Tinker. All right, I'm going to spin my top. Okay. All right. I mean, they have to hit Grizzlebrand to survive. Okay, so they did not survive. That was kind of an interesting game. Man, my deck is so much different when I draw Oath of Druids, chat. I guess I technically didn't draw Oath of Druids. I tutored for it. All right, so combo shops. Blazing Archon is in. Decay is in. Needles and Grudges are in. Forest is in. On the outside, we bring Grizzlebrand out. Hendies is out. I don't really like Repeal. Oh, wait, I do like Repeal. Repeal's the reason I have this in my deck. Flusterstorm is out. Misstep is out. Probe is out. Maybe we just take Citadel out. Not sure. How much time do I have? It's the classic Justin sideboard strategy. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Justin? I don't have the Narset to cut anymore. I guess I cut Vault Key because they're playing 8 needles. I guess that's fair. I don't think I'm supposed to cut Citadel. It's a nice I win. Yeah, I don't have the... I usually cut the Narset here. I'm oathing into Blazing Archons. I think Spell Pierce is very good versus their deck. The reason you don't want to be Grizzlebrand against their deck is they can copy or hit it off of Helm. It's not a huge deal if they hit my Archons, but it's a huge deal if they hit a Grizzlebrand. This is a lot of blue cards for a deck that plays very little blue cards. I think this is a keep, though. I have a Force of Will and 2 fetches. Can I shave an Oath? You don't really want to shave an Oath because it is really powerful still. So my deck is very bad at playing Narset because my deck gives my opponent 1/1s and the 1/1s attack Narset. So I'm not getting multiple advantages by having Narset. I'm just using it as an impulse and that's just not worth it. I don't think it's necessary to counter the Sphere. I mean, obviously they could draw Dark Depths, but countering the Sphere doesn't do anything in that regard, so. I can currently play through a Sphere. It's more important to counter a spell that matters. Opponent's deck is very light on threats and combinations, so you really don't want to hit their lock pieces when possible. You want to hit their threats. Like, I need to count, like, if I force this Sphere and then my opponent, like, I have to counter this one. But if I force the Sphere and then my opponent plays a Helm and kills me, I'm going to feel really dumb, right? Rest in peace, Memory's Journey. That's a good draw. I am going to play out this Petal. It's fine. I mean, opponent could still do it this turn, right? If they just had a workshop, but there's not much I can do at that point. I can actually end of turn. If they play a Helm here, I can actually Mystical for a Nature's Claim, which is nice. If they had hit anything that wasn't a stage and played a Helm, obviously we would have lost, but whatever. Like, I have to counter the Trinisphere or I'm not going to be able to play Magic. That's like a really annoying Magic the Gathering card, isn't it? All right, so if I Mystical for Decay, or yeah, it has to be Decay, or I could try to find an Oko. I can't Tinker. Really annoying that they have a Chalice here. I did say Grudge by accident. I meant Claim. Yeah, so I basically have to put this Decay. My deck is actually pretty weak right now if opponent goes for Chalice on 1. So, like, obviously there are other draws that I'm stopping by doing this, but I do think that I'm supposed to Time Walk, though. Lands would be fine. Like, I would keep an Oath or something, right? Claim. Cool. Okay, so there's no reason to Decay right now. Obviously, they don't have very many ones in their deck, but they could have Cage or something. Maybe they just held a Helm and they were just waiting for one more mana to activate it at the same time. At least this Claim will give me some. Okay, so they did have Helm. Yep. So if you have a land, you win. All right, you didn't have a land, so we get to still play Magic here. I'm going to Abrupt Decay your Chalice. And then I'm going to probably wait. No, I can't wait, because if they draw a Strip Mine, I get wrecked. Oh, that's a terrible draw. I think if I just hit Leyline, it's my best play. Obviously, they can Helm into one of my creatures. But it's more likely that they just have a second Helm, right? I should have cast this off of my C. Obviously, they can draw Dark Depths at any point here, and we would lose. They drew the Workshop the turn after they played the Helm. It looks like they have a Golos, so they're just going to go for Depths. Yeah, it's really bad for me. Opponent had a really strong draw. Not the strongest draw, because if they had just like drawn their cards in a different order, they would have killed us. But still a really fucked up draw. Chalice and Trinisphere and Leyline, Helm and Sphere and Crypt. Yeah, good. It's a good draw. The only thing they didn't have that was good was their lands were 3 stages. So we have outs to a 2020 with Repeal in our deck. Also, like, just hitting an Oath here would be pretty reasonable, because that would Oath us into fuck, card's so bad. It would have Oathed us into a Blazing Archon, which is also an out. Claiming anything here is like not very good, right? Well, I guess I could claim the Sphere. And that lets me have a little bit more usage of my mana. I don't know if that's actually good, but I can't claim like myself or anything to get over 20. So, all right. So I did find the Oath, but it's a turn too late. So if I go for an Oath now, then they're going to make a 2020 and it does nothing. So now I have to find Repeal. Yeah. Oh, they hit my Blazing Archon. Okay. It's kind of irrelevant, so Now actually it's not irrelevant because it's exactly 8 damage. So even if we hit repeal, we lose. That's pretty funny. Okay, opponent high rolled pretty hard in that game, so no worries. No worries. Means no worries. Rest of your day. Okay, so yeah, that was just kind of unfortunate. I think we played really well. The things we countered were correct, but opponent's draw was just a little bit too strong. Yeah, one of these all mana hands is fine. It's a little worse against the combo version, obviously, but Abrupt Decay not killing either pieces of Helm combo is annoying. But I think it's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by cracking this for an island and casting Preordain. This gives me the out to drawing a Tinker, I guess. I don't really want a Force of Will or another land here, though. Pop. Okay. So close. All right, so if opponent helms us, we lose, but there's not really much I can do. Another double Mox hand. I think they're going to helm us next turn and we have no out, which is unfortunate, I guess. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Should I like draw into this ponder, shuffle, and try to find an answer? Like, I could decay a jet. I feel like that's, can I kill Leyline in response? Shit. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I lose my top, but I get to shuffle, so... I'm reading opponent 1000% has a helm in their hand. I didn't hit an orchard or anything, so I can't even trigger this oath, so. I mean, the problem here is even if I orchard, I still, like, yeah, they have a helm. Even if I orchard, only hitting Blazing Archon. Oh, that's not a helm. Okay, so they didn't have a helm. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty good. They played that hand like they had a helm, like 1000%. So unfortunately, I don't stop helm combo, but I do stop everything else by Blazing Arconing. I lost 36 cards. I lost both my needles. Why? No, I could have tinkered into a needle. This game blows. What the fuck? I could have tinkered into a citadel or a needle. Is there anything left in my deck? There just straight up is nothing left in my deck. Why am I so unlucky? Bro, there's actually 0 targets left. I can just get a Lotus. so sad, dude. It's so sad. If I get a Lotus here off of Jet is right. Oh, there's no Lotus. I just have nothing left in my deck. What am I doing? It's fine. I can't actually win this game. Yeah, I can't ever cast the Citadel, so I thought I might as well get rid of it. This is why I don't read chat. Don't read chat. I got chat. No, I can't. It's not gonna work. So opponent just has to. Oh, Jesus Christ! Just has to play their Golos and find the combination of cards they need. I can't actually win this game. They just have to strip mine me and wasteland me, right? I just got rid of my Jet. This was such a bad oath. It's okay. It didn't really change anything. Like, not having a black source this game is so stupid. Not having a black source is not going to be the end of the world here. So the Inventor's Fair doesn't actually save them from the... Actually, it does save them from the attacks. It actually buys them a turn. Yeah, I can't win this game. If I just hit the Archon before the needle or before like anything, this is just so sad. I feel like we've ran so cold today. Yeah, they have stage now. They have a 2020. Yeah, we lose. This is the fucking worst. Oh. This is so sad. Why draw this one turn too late? Is the repeal still in my deck? No, the repeal is exiled. I have an Oko is my only thing. Yeah, but eventually, like all they have to do is use their fair to find a helm and we lose. I've ran so cold today. It's incredible. I just lose to a helm no matter what. No, I just lose to them activating a helm. Like, not even with a ley line. Like, just activating the helm kills me. Claiming my own soul ring doesn't do anything, chat. Chat, you're hurting me with your lines. You're hurting me. They should just strip mine me. I can't win if they just strip mine me. None of the things I do fucking matters. Nothing I fucking do matters. Nothing I fucking do matters. Like, I have to kill this to play an Oko, but even playing an Oko is irrelevant. Nothing I fucking do matters. Holy shit, I'm so unlucky. I mean, I'm not Wombo, where he lost in round 1 and dropped, but, like, I'm still really fucking unlucky. Because if I could just tinker into a goddamn needle, I'd be fine. All I needed to do was tinker into a needle and name Caracas, and I just win the game on the spot. This is so stupid. Fuck me, dude. This has just been such a disaster. Why are we still doing Goloses? What are you doing, opponent? Hot take. Say incredibly wrong take that has no merit in reality. That's not a hot take. It's just stupid, Ironblood. It's stupid, okay? This doesn't do anything because they're just playing correctly and not making a 2020. Oh, it does. There's no outs. No outs. This is so sad. This is such a. This is such a. Yeah, but the Oko is irrelevant, chat. The Oko is irrelevant. All they need to do is helm. All they need to do is like, I don't know what they're doing. Use your inventor's fair, find a helm, and kill me. What are you doing? Why? They can kill me, though. Why are we waiting around for no reason? This looks... The game was over the minute we Blazing Arc... Well, the minute our Oath of Druid milled every reasonable Magic the Gathering card, the game had ended. You could have done this on your turn, opponent. Killing me. Yay! They found a helm! Fucking yay. I ran so cold. Ran so cold. Start the recording. Okay, so this is the third round of the Vintage Qualifier. Obviously, we obviously we are 0-2 and we are dead, but we are going to we're gonna play all the way through and do data collection at the end. So we've got more Magic to play. This hand is a little sus. Little sus. I'm gonna keep it. Renee likes to play blue decks. I've seen them on some Hull Breacher piles recently. This hand plays fine against Hull Breacher. Hand is not the best. Obviously, we don't really want an Orchard with our current setup, but I think it's like an okay keep. I mean, if we played PO, then we were guaranteed to 0-2. Well, I feel like our opponent's hands have just been quite a large amount stronger than ours. It really does feel like we've been on the back foot this tournament. Like, we've cast what? 0 Ancestral Recalls, 0 Black Lotuses, not very many Oaths. That's a good draw. I do feel like my opponent is going to like Pyroblast or something here, but I do think I should cast Time Walk. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really have very much going for me, but I think it is important to go try to like get to my next turn here. I think. Yeah, it doesn't feel like we've had the tools we needed to win games. Maybe that's because we played a bad deck. I don't really know. I've been pretty happy with this deck in testing, but... Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now we have the ability to, like, end step Mystical and then go for a Tinker with Flusterstorm, though I guess Flusterstorm is not really a hard counter when my opponent has 6 mana in play on turn 1. So... Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. This is a Hull Breacher, I think. Yeah. I guess we're just gonna lose, right? Because I really have no ability to interact with my opponent's game plan. If they go for like a Wheel of Fortune, my Flusterstorm can't counter it. So, did I want to Brainstorm in response? Yeah, probably. I guess. I don't really know. I'm pretty much on Tinker's life here. Dak Faden targeting me. Sure. Are they going to steal a Ruby, maybe? No, Dak Faden target me. Yeah. This is... Alright, I mean, if they have no counter spells, that, or if they have Hardcast Force as their only counter spell. Winnable game, winnable game. I actually think this might be a winnable game. If they have 2 cards left in their hand, we have Tinker with Flusterstorm, so if they just have Hardcast Force as their only thing, then we can win. which is kind of insane because opponent's draw was much, much stronger than our draw. But Tinker can do it. Arcast Force, baby. Yes. Yes, chat. Maybe we expertly piloted this game. Maybe that's the key. Opponent, this is Hull Breacher is such a trap. Hull Breacher is the biggest trap in the world. I know people think it's so cool, but this card is so bad. Oh, well, we lost. All right. Oh, I needed to not brick on a Force of Will. I had a land drop to give, and I had to just not break on a Force of Will. Yeah, we've ran so cold today. I feel like we've played like a B, like a solid B plus maybe. Like our play has been decent. We've just run so badly. It's incredible. I'm gonna bring in an Abrupt Decay, and that's about it. And I'm gonna prick out a Mystical Tutor because they're a Pyroblast deck. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, it was my fault. I should have held priority casting the Mox. But I just didn't. So, yeah, I mean, it's totally a misplay on my part, right? But most of the time I don't hold priority on every spell because for the most part you don't want to be forcing your own spell. But in that situation where my opponent has an active Dak Faded, I am supposed to hold control on every cast, so it is my own fault, but obviously we're at that point in life. What is going on? What have I done wrong? Why are you like this, deck? I mean, is this still a keep, though? I kind of feel like it is. Force of Will. Vamp for... Yeah, I'm just going to mulligan this. Yeah, I mean, I threw game one pretty bad. I not really. I mean, I did. I should have held control, but... I want blue card. I want all of these cards. I guess what I can do is just hope to draw a mana source. They have wastelands? I have no idea. No, I think I would rather high roll in an attempt to have both Force and Flusterstorm for my Tinker than to just get rid of my Force and just have Flusterstorm. I had Bolus's Citadel on top. If I didn't cast this Preordain, I would have drawn my Citadel. That is the story of today. That is absolutely 100% the story of this event for me, right? All right, so next turn I have a Tinker with Flusterstorm and Force. And that's where we're doing. Yeah, so like, yeah, I don't know. I threw game one, I guess, because I needed to hold priority on my Mox for sure. But in general, we were pretty lucky to have a shot in game one with how bad our hand was compared to our opponents. But when people play Hull Breacher, it does give you a lot of opportunities to win because they paid 3 mana for a card that doesn't do anything. All right, time to find out if they have triple counterspell. Or we just break again, right? Yep, Force pitching Hull Breacher. That is a thing that Hull Breacher is good for. It is a blue card that pitches to Force. All right, now you have a counter spell. You don't have a counter spell yet. All right, now they have to have double Force. Yeah, Tinker is completely broken, right? Tinker wasn't that big of a deal before they printed Bolus's Citadel. Like, it was still a good play, obviously restricted. Like, putting up Blightsteel Colossus or going for Vault Key or going for Sphinx. Those were all, like, very reasonable plays to be making. I mean, I won thousands of dollars doing that. But the minute they printed Citadel, Tinker is just completely unreasonable. Citadel is just an extremely, extremely overpowered card. Obviously, my Citadel hates me, but... yeah, Citadel is like very castable in earlier formats as well. Like you can play it in your just normal black green like card decks. All right, I get a Citadel. Let's see how it goes. Moxon's good. I always hold priority whenever I'm drawing a card, because then you can cast instants while it's on the stack. I almost never hold priority when it's like, oh, I need to force my own thing. So I held it that time, and I immediately have the ability to misstep myself, which I probably am going to do. So maybe I'm just supposed to hold priority every time, all the time, and I'm just lazy and I suck at Magic. So, all right, noted. I'm just bad at Magic, and I shortcut too much. I understand. Thank you for that stark reminder, Bolus's Citadel. All right, fine. I will hold priority every time I cast a goddamn spell. Fuck me. Oh, god damn it. Oh, just don't play Hull Breacher. That's the key, chat. That's the key. The key is don't put Hull Breacher in your deck. I don't know how many more times I have to say that. No, I'm a fucking lazy player is what I am, which is probably a bad trait. All right, say it with me, chat. Hull Breacher is not a Magic card that you want to play in your vintage deck. Fuck. I can't help people. They're unsavable. All right, note. Always hold priority every single time, even if you time out. There are so few cards that brick in my deck. I think it's just Force of Will, Spell Pierce, Fluster, and Misstep. And if it was a Force of Will, I would keep it on top because Force of Will can just counter Dak Vaden with Flusterstorm backup, so that would be fine. So it was actually just one Flusterstorm, one Spell Pierce, and one Mental Misstep. And then obviously it's correct because there are three things. I guess Flusterstorm wouldn't have done anything. Flusterstorm would have just bricked us out and we would have been dead anyways. So Spell Pierce and Misstep are the two cards that we wanted to be able to hold priority to and counter. So you learn your lesson, I guess, and we weren't punished. So, I mean, we were punished if we had not done the whole priority. Noted. I guess I'm just like really spoiled from the PO days where everything is good and you always win. That's what Rafa tells me anyways. Oh, Justin. These hands are fantastic. The hands that we've had in this match versus Renee, I just wanted them in games in rounds 1 and 2, right? Like, look at this hand. Force of Will, fast mana, all of my colors, Demonic Tutor. Like, what the fuck? What more can a guy ask for? It's beautiful. So sad to see that in round 3 after I've been destroyed. Am I going to DT though? I think so. Pretty sure just DTing for force is good here, or for oath is good here. We have the ability to abrupt decay a cage. We have the ability to combat a counter spell. Like, pretty happy with this. I only have to put 1 spirit into play because I have an island to go off of my oath. Red? What is that? An ancient grudge? Okay. I didn't know people still played ancient grudge in vintage. I guess it is Renee. Renee does trend towards an ancient grudge life. No, it's not. It's literally bad. It is a pyroblastable, lightning boltable creature. It's not good. Don't play it. Why do I bother tutoring for things when I'm clearly running cis hot? Why do I bother tutoring for things? Ooh, you're gonna let my oath resolve? You love to see it. Obviously, I can't do it this turn because opponent did ancient grudge my mox, but yeah, I mean we have turns, right? It's not going anywhere. All right. Sorry, Alexandra. Andrea. You can come back in /timeout. They have the power. I'll give you 100 seconds. 100 seconds. Come back in 100. I don't even know why. Why did you get timed out? What did you do wrong? I don't know. Someone has play points. Someone has the power. PO points is power. They revealed force of will. Interesting. Oh. I'm gonna put the second Oath of Druids into play here. And then I'm gonna decay on my upkeep. I mean, most of the time, if it's like anything reasonable, I would probably just hit the easy button. But I don't really think Alexandre did anything wrong there. So it says 300 seconds in the description. All right. Well, next time I'll do 300 seconds. My bad. Wait, what's the normal timeout? I thought it was 600 seconds. I don't want to have to type in 300 seconds every time. All right. So opponent got a force of will to protect their cage, but little did they know I have an uncounterable Magic the Gathering card. Did you know uncounterable is a fun mechanic? It allows for lots of back and forth games. Oh, for the Hull Breacher questions? Fair. Yeah, uncounterable. Not great. Would not uncounterable again. I'm definitely not gonna like mill over my deck or anything because opponent has 6 cards in hand, including Force of Will. We're just gonna try to get there with Grizzlebrand. I might Memories Journey back some good cards, but didn't need to draw anything there. I'd already played my land drop. I can draw. I guess I should have drawn in case opponent had Hull Breacher. I didn't consider that. I should have probably drawn and discarded because of Hull Breacher. But opponent Merchant Scrolling for a Force of Will. I don't really think that vibes. I feel like you would rather Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral. They had double Force of Will back up. Uncounterable. Fun mechanic. Lame mechanic. All right, so we have successfully done the things that we came here to do, just 2 rounds too late. We have found ourselves an Oath Mirror versus the Oath Goddess herself, Miharu Fumiya. If you don't already follow Miharu's YouTube channel, you should do that. I will put a link in chat. She makes fantastic rug oath, control oath videos. I think it's pretty clear that they are the best rug oath, control oath player on Magic Online. So if you are interested in watching those videos, I will put the link in chat. Note they are all in Japanese, so you will not understand it unless you understand Japanese. However, you still can watch the matches if you want to. I did watch a bunch of Miharu's matches when I was practicing Rug Oath a couple months ago, and I learned a lot because I was way too greedy on when I cast my spells. So, okay, now that we are ready to go, we got everything going for us. We have to figure out how to play this matchup. Let's do it. This hand has multiple preordains, which makes me want to keep it. I think it's pretty reasonable keep. I will make sure that I fetch for a basic island. I know that Miharu has been playing around with Ren and 6 in their Oath deck, so it's not without reason that there could be Strip Mines or Wastelands. So I'm going to go get my basic island and make sure that I can cast preordains. I think it's pretty reasonable to take a mental misstep and a land here. So I'm thinking it's likely I will not be mental misstepping cantrips. I would be looking to mental misstep like a Pyroblast or an Ancestral or something like that. Yeah. So here I need to choose to either expose my land to Wasteland so that I can play more spells out, or I could theoretically just preordain and pass with a fetch land. I think preordain with patch with a fetch land is better. Obviously, I don't want to crack away a card if I top, but it's like I don't have to worry about that. I do think that a Mox Sapphire is good here, and I'm also willing to keep a Probe. Knowing my opponent's hand in this matchup will be pretty powerful. Okay, so they've drawn a Grizzlebrand. They are playing a Court of Bounty, which is an interesting one. They do have Force Flusterstorm up, and as well as Time Walk and Oko. Okay. So here I'm just gonna play out my top and play out my Mox and play out my top. I do want to do something powerful soon. I don't have counter spells that affect Court or Oko currently, which is the huge problem. Because right now, I don't think Miharu was going to Time Walk. From what I know and what I've seen of Miharu play, they pretty much would never Time Walk there, especially when I think they're going to use their Time Walk to pitch to Force of Will to protect their Oko or something like that. So what we want to do here is play out an Oko and force them into a counter war, which we would maybe win. I guess we should probably fetch and look for a additional mana source. All right, we whiffed on a mana source, and we don't have a black mana for Decay, and we don't have a creature for Oath. So this went fairly poorly. Yeah, that went really badly. So now if I play an Oko, they force my Oko, pitching Time Walk, and then they untap. They might not have their own land to play Oko. I mean, we're definitely taking Key. It's just, are we playing Key or are we playing Oko? I kind of want to make sure that we get rid of their Force of Will and Time Walk, right? I guess we could just Key to start drawing through. Maybe Key to start drawing through is just better than playing an Oko. They also have no... I mean, they could counter it with Force if they wanted to, but they think that's fine. I'm going to try to draw through this a little bit. I know we lose the counter war. I'm not sure I care is my thing. Like, my counters don't really do anything right now. I want to just try to draw through, right? I think I have, like, a really big problem if I'm just sitting on 3 dead cards on top. So I think drawing through makes a lot of sense. Okay, they're going to force my top on the way back down. They did pitch their Oko as well. I'm cool with that. Okay, so we don't know 2 cards in Maharu's hand, but we do know. Okay, I'm willing to fight over Ponder with a fetch land. They might even, like, if they Flusterstorm it, then we got their Flusterstorm and we got their fetch. And if they don't, then we're keeping them away from cards. So that one's really, really good. I'm sorry, there's no deck list in the Cardboard Live. I have Cardboard Live turned off just for this event. But it's a very similar deck list if you want to go and look at like my older videos. Okay, so now we can resolve an Oko unless they drew a Pyroblast or a second Force of Will. So I have a Decay if they drew an Oath. Am I willing to start Okoing? We know that their hand is Fluster, Walk, Grizzlebrand, Court. If I had a fetch land, I'd be supremely confident in plussing on my key. But we don't have a black mana. So what this Oko does is it does let us beat Court, but it makes us lose to top deck Oath. And that's where I'm worried, because I know my opponent is playing Oath of Druids. I think I am supposed to start attacking. I'm going to be really sad when I draw the Time Vault, but I think it's fine. If I draw like a Forbidden Orchard, I'll be sad too, because I would have had Oath Orchard, but I think the way my opponent's hand is currently positioned, this makes the most sense. Do they draw Oath of Druids? That would make me really sad, obviously. If I can hit them for 6, that puts them to 9. It means it's pretty hard for them to use Grizzlebrand, so it's possible. Like, I'm definitely standing up Sapphire next turn. That's the plan, so. If I hit a fetch land, everything is fine, because I have a Decay. If I have just Fluster, it might still be fine, because I could Fluster like a Pirate. Okay, sweet. Gaia's Blessing. Beautiful. That's fine. I drew a non-fetch land. Okay. Did they gain life from this? Oh, no. They were already at 15. All right. Elcom. Don't play my own Oath here, as it would end poorly for me. In case anyone's wondering, Oath of Druid is a symmetrical effect, which makes Oath Mirrors very challenging. However, most of the time, Oath Mirrors, you'll board out some Oaths. I've decided typically that I'm not boarding out Oaths in this matchup because Maharu has less Oath of Druids than me. We'll talk about it when we sideboard, but I'm definitely down to Flusterstorm this Time Walk, as it's buying me tons of time, turning off the Oath out. Got him. All right, that was dope. We lucked out slightly. That opponent did not have an Oath of Druids in their hand. Didn't draw a Black Source, but we would have drawn the Time Vault. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, the Oath Mirror is really weird because the Oath is a symmetrical card. It means that the most important card when an Oath is in play is a Forbidden Orchard, as it gives your opponent creatures. So a lot of the times, the first player who plays an Oath is at a disadvantage, as the other player is able to better control the Oath. Both players want an Oath of Druids in play, but only if they have the advantage in orchards. So what Miharu does typically is, I think she boards out 2 Oaths. This was back when she was playing 4 Oath rug control. She would board out some of her Oaths and board in some some Nature's Claim, so that you could like kill an Oath when it was bad for you, but also like not have a bunch of dead draws in your deck. However, I've played this matchup a couple times now. And Miharu's Oath list is a little different now. There's less than 4 Forbidden Orchards in their deck, and there's less than 4 Oath of Druids in their deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep in 4 Oath of Druids, 4 Orchard, and try to do the Orchard plan. Maybe I'll cut 2 orchards or something. Oh, oaths maybe. It won't be like more than 2 oaths I will cut. Opponent oaths into Grizzlebrand and Niv Mizzet. So what I want to do is I want an Abrupt Decay, as it's going to... The problem is opponent does have more Dak Fade, more Okos than I do. So I want to bring in an Abrupt Decay, and I want to bring in 2 Nature's Claims, I think. And I want to cut 2 Oath of Druids, but not all of my Oath of Druids. Maybe only 1 Oath of Druids. I haven't decided yet. I don't really want to play Repeal. Maybe I do want to play Repeal. Repeal could be good. I'll cut Mystical Tutor. So we'll cut 2 Oaths and a Mystical Tutor. And we'll bring in a couple answers to Oath, and of course an uncounterable answer to Oko, which is Oko is one of the mirror breakers here, as I don't play Pyroblast, and she plays Pyroblast, so it gets a little... Yeah, Repeal has some play with tokens as well. So I'm not sure if cutting 2 Oaths is right or cutting 1 Oath is right. I'm just not sure what other card I would consider bad here. Maybe Petal. Let's try cutting 2 Oaths and see how it goes. On the play, we probably want 3 Oaths. On the draw, maybe we'll play 2 Oaths. Yeah, that hand is not... Almost the Storm Kill. It's actually pretty damn close to almost the Storm Kill, right? If we draw Moxen, we would go Demonic Tutor. If we draw Lotus Petal, we would go Lotus Petal, Demonic, Yogg-Will, Lotus, Demonic, Mana Crypt, Tendrils, which is like just short. I don't think you can keep this hand. As much as Orchards are good at making sure you have the advantage with Oath of Druids, they also can kill you. So you don't want that. We're going to mulligan this hand. This hand is much better. We're going to bottom this Memories Journey. We have no ability to counter a Planeswalker or anything like that. We would need a Force of Will to do so. But this hand has like decent spells. That's not really a good draw, unfortunately. But I don't think holding up Flusterstorm does really anything that is going to be good for us. So Spell Pierce is a good one to draw. I think I want both of these. We're not going anywhere fast. That's clear. And we've also drawn one of our dead draws. So we're at a disadvantage for sure. These lands are really cool looking. So it's okay if opponent plays an Oath, obviously, because we have an Orchard and they don't. That is a problem. Though we have Repeal, so this is such a good card. I really wish we had the Spell Pierce. It would have been a really strong one. So we're a couple turns away from being able to combat this. It's going to provide Miharu with like really strong card advantage, especially when she's playing a Mystic Sanctuary in her deck. Unfortunately, we just like, had no answer to it immediately. If we had the Spell Pierce in our hand instead of the Flusterstorm, then obviously we would have held up the Spell Pierce, but we are definitely on the back foot here. Yeah, I linked it in chat, but I can link it again. Here you go. I don't want to show that I have an Orchard, and I also don't want to tap into an Orchard. Unfortunately, my Repeal is Pyroblastable. I'm not really sure it will resolve. I just think we're probably going to get buried by this Wrenn and 6 unless we figure out some kind of way to combo. The card advantage from a Wrenn and 6 is just so insane. I mean, we could technically wait on Repeal until we have Flusterstorm back up. At that point, the Spell Pierce is kind of useless, though. So it's kind of like we just reset. I mean, we do have to reset this before it emblems, I guess. So it's not the end of the world, but they're just going to sit on their insane card advantage here. Against 8 cards in hand, it really doesn't make sense to cast Repeal. Especially, yeah. All right, I think if I can get them to fight over repeal, maybe we have a chance to resolve Oko. I don't know. It really doesn't feel winnable. Yeah. Oko is like not the best card in Vintage. It doesn't do enough, and it's pyroblastable, which makes it very weak at some points in time. Obviously, it was fantastic in game one, but a lot of times you'll find that Oko just doesn't do enough. It's true. It's true. Like, Oko is just not a broken card in Vintage. It's just a completely playable card. So this is already at 7. I'm pretty screwed. This game was pretty over the moment my opponent cast a red and 6, and I didn't have any way to combat it. It's like not as versatile as you think, because a lot of the permanents that get played in Vintage win the game on the spot. No, that was Benny Boo's Oath list. I don't really agree with 4 Oko, but I think 3 Oko is like very good in the rugged list. Like, I don't have any faith in this repeal resolving, but what's a guy gonna do? I also don't have any artifacts in play to immediately turn into a 3/3 and attack Ren. I really think we are just going to get completely bodied by a Ren emblem and have 0 chance of winning, but that's just kind of how this hand was lined up. Maybe I could have mulliganed, but I thought our mulligan to 6 and our keep was fine. It just didn't really line up either. I mean, we could technically still draw an Oath of Druids and we would win the Oath of Druids battle. Okay, it actually resolved. One thing that I do know from watching Miharu's videos is Miharu has the most patience of any player I've ever seen ever. There are so many spells that I would counter, or oh, she drew Mystic Sanctuary. I would jam an Oath, I would counter, and the Miharu never does. So I'm not super surprised, but I am kind of surprised. Yeah, they are a very powerful wizard for sure. This is good though. The Mystic Sanctuary is gone until the Ren and 6 brings it back. They are 7 cards though. Okay, we have a plan. A plan? Okay, I think I'm gonna jam this Oko. Obviously, we can probably not make it resolve, but I think it's fine. The problem is these things are too conditional. An opponent has gotten to draw a land every turn with their Ren. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm always going to jam. That's how I play, right? Maybe I'm not allowed to bring in claims at all. Oh, no. That is bad. That is super bad. So if I cast this, it's 3. All right, I mean, we're going to get blown out by a Veil. We are 1000% to be blown out by a Veil. Am I even allowed to touch this? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The Brennan 6 is just providing way too much damage. Okay. I might cut Nature's Claim, seeing as we're the deck that's going to try to Oath. I might just leave the Abrupt Decay, because Abrupt Decay is obviously good. Aha! I've seen through! The problem is, I don't actually win from this. Like, this isn't actually a win for me, because opponent untaps and Pyroblasts my fucking Oko, and it's just no good. Yeah, I put 3 targets on Veil and 3 targets on Force. The problem here is my Oko actually does nothing because it's just gonna get Pyroblasted. I can't even make a 3/3. It's just not good. It's not good. Opponent has 7 cards in hand, so they could even still Force of Will this if they wanted to, but they don't give a shit. They have a Pyroblast in their hand. Why do they care? Oko is not fantastic in Vintage, no. I've been telling Legacy players on Twitter, and they get really mad when I tell them this. If you're really complaining about Oko, just main deck 3 Pyroblast. Just main deck 3 Pyroblast. Oko is just not good if your opponent is playing Pyroblast. Yep. Yeah, we're also not winning this race because I gave my opponent 2 spirits. Time walk. Oh, they're running 6. Yeah. All right. If we draw Oath of Druids this turn. All right. If we don't draw Oath of Druids this turn, I'm going to concede because this is just not worth playing out. Huh. Interesting. They just have an ancestral though. Like, what the fuck is the point? I'm just gonna go to the next game, chat. It's just not worth it. All right. I'm gonna change my plan here. I'm gonna bring these Oath of Druids back in, and I'm gonna bring the Nature's Claims out, and I'm gonna be the Oath of Druids deck. And opponent is gonna try to like the way I see it. Opponent's deck is the control deck, and I'm the Oath deck now. I just need to be careful that I don't Oath of Druids and then get out orchard, right? If my opponent has more orchards than me, it's an issue. But I don't think I'm going to need to Nature's Claim anything, so I think we would rather just play full Oath. Last time I checked, she went back up, but at one point there was 1. It could be anywhere between 1 and 3. Once again, we have the Yogwill Tendies. God bless. Storm for 5. All right. Mulligan. Hand's so bad. Why can't I have a Mox? Why can't I have a Mox? This hand is so good with a Mox. Turn 1 Force with Oath with Force back up. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, we can vamp for Black Lotus and play an Oath of Druids, but then at that point, they have counter magic again. I don't really like it. Like, they're also probably bringing in Nature's Claims. I mean, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it to just go for a vamp. End of turn. Maybe we just go for an end of turn vamp. We get a Moxen or a Mana Crypt or something. Or a land, and we just go for Oath with Force backup. That's probably not unreasonable, to be honest. At least we beat Wasteland by having Vamp Lotus, I guess. The jig is up. Why do you get to look at my hand for free? I think I'm supposed to vamp in response to this. All right, chat. Is the answer another land? Probably, right? Is Preordain more likely to hit a mana source than vamping for a mana source? No. No, it is not. I'm going to answer that question for you. No. No, it is not. All right. I'm going to get a land. So the cool part about Vamp is if they played Wasteland, I could get a Black Lotus. That's the reasoning. I think I'm going to get a Tropical Island here. Yeah. I don't think this is going to work, chat. I'm pretty sure opponent is going to Force of Will Pyroblast me, and I'm going to lose the game. However, I will do my best. Or Force of Will Veil me. Oh god, Force of Will Veil me. All right, Miharu. Show me why you're the master. Ooh. Wait for it. End of turn claim. End of turn claim. Yes. Okay. 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 Second. Oh no! What? I had no idea. At least we didn't lose a Moxen with it, I guess. And we got the Renin 6 out of their hand, so we should probably consider this a win, right? All right, Miharu, I see you. See you. Use she? Madonna? Madonna? Miharu is the best Oath player on Magic Online. Probably the best Oath player in the world, one would think. I think I'm supposed to crack this. Nah, I'm not going to crack this. Yogg will. Okay, so if I fetch... Nope. Oath of Druids. Nope. I don't think so. Don't think so. Where did their preordain go? Mm-hmm. Better when you don't know to just use they. Oh, the no crack comes up clutch. I'm definitely not doing it on my turn, though. Holding up 3-mana negation. All right, now they have the ability to Mystic Sanctuary back a Claim or a Vigor, which seems pretty impossible for me. Chat. Chat. Yeah, my reign is over. My one win streak has been destroyed. I was foolish. I was foolish to think I could win an Oath Mirror versus the Oath Goddess herself. Foolishness. Has chat been helpful? I wouldn't go that far. Aha! Aha! Okay, okay. This is a plan. This plan requires... Okay, it's a plan. We have a plan. Typically you don't have enough green, Mason, which is why I don't play any Vigors in my sideboard. But Miharu has a bunch of Okos and stuff, and a Court of Bounty or whatever that card is called. Court of Bounty? So it works. It vibes. It vibes. You know... Fuck. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, we got one draw, chat. One opportunity. Sees nothing because we are 1-2 and we can't top 8. But... 1 in 45, survey says. All right, we lose. You hate to see it. Okay, chat. If you do not know the gender of your, you should always just say they if you do not know your opponent personally. And you don't, like, just always say they. It's not hard. Might take a little getting used to. Just always say they. If you don't know, just call them opponent or they. The enemy is a little aggressive, don't you think? It's not a big deal. We know that she'd like to use she, so, or she is she. I don't know how to say this, or I get myself canceled. So I can say she, but if I didn't know, I would just say they. All right, we got wastelanded too. Pretty bad. GG's, Miharu. GG's. Too much work to try to beat the Oath Master.